How we doing, YouTube? Steve here from the sleeper today. It's a little cooler back here. The way my truck's parked at this receiver, the sun kind of shines in the windows, and I'm not running the truck right now. I probably should turn it on because it is pretty warm, but I could turn on the EPU, I guess, but it's pretty loud. Not really loud, but I thought I'd do a video to jinx it so they'd have me empty sooner. They're pretty close to have. They unload these by hand. These loads over here in Omaha, but there was a whole mess of them in there when I backed the trailer, and so I don't think it shouldn't be a federal case to get it unloaded. They seem like pretty nice fellas, and the appointment time is 9, but they don't even get in here to start unloading them till 9. So they do a bunch of outbound freight. It's kind of like final mile freight. This comes in from Wayfair, and then they go on like straight trucks to deliver around Omaha, I guess, or wherever far they go. But those guys are loading early in the morning, and then when they get all out of here about 9, they're out on the road, and then these other guys come in and unload these trucks. I don't know what they do all day after that, but I parked here last night, so that was good. I didn't have to turn my clock on. I haven't started it yet. It's what is the time? It's like 10:15 or something like that. But I didn't want to start my clock until I was empty or close to empty because of my appointment time at the dog food place in Aurora isn't until like 5. So 5 to 9 or 5 to 7 or something the window is. But so I wanted to make sure, in case they took that whole window to get it loaded, I didn't want to be gobbling up all my clock, because I'd at least like to get back to Prairie Meadows, the casino tonight there in Altoona. I'm trying to think. No, I don't know that I could make it all the way home. I could get pretty close. I don't know if I can make it home. But this load doesn't actually deliver until Wednesday, but I can deliver it early. They'll take it early. So I got a call from the trailer place about the hopper. I haven't called them back yet because I was waiting for the finance company. I called her and left her a message just to make sure they had everything all taken care of before I called the trailer company, which the trailer company probably got paid, so they're wanting to know when I want to come get that trailer. But I wanted to make sure that that's exactly what happened before I called them, in case there's a problem. Then I'll know ahead of time when I do call them. What else is going on? Oh, I think I got everything lined up for my factoring company. Smart Funding, I think, is the name of who I'm using. They're with the Bulk Loads Group. Pretty much everything I'm going to be using in the future is probably going to revolve fairly close to around Bulk Loads. BulkLoads.com is the company that is kind of the parent company. They own the website, Bulk Loads, the load board. They're like that, kind of, but for bulk loads. So they have hopper freight, in-dump freight. That's what they primarily focus on, is hopper, in-dump, pneumatic, and tanker. And then they have a really good website. It's got a lot of good information on it. And then that load board, pretty good load board. And then they started you can get your insurance as well, but I got my insurance with this other deal, so I don't know. It'd be hard pressed to get me to change from Great West or North, whatever that place is called, because that's about the best there is. And hopefully after this next year, my rates will drop down quite a bit because I'll be a year old. But it's yeah. So that bulk loads is pretty good, and um, then I kind of be all in one thing, and so I think I'm going to cancel that because I don't need that. Because if I do any dry van at all, it's going to be probably through these guys. I don't think I'm going to buy a dry van in the near future, so there's no reason to pay $80 a month to that. And depending on what I do, I might get rid of Motion, whatever that thing, it's E-Log is called. But I'm holding off a little bit on that because I don't know for positive that I'm not going to run more than 150-mile radius doing hopper. I got to check some locations and see how far away they are. But I mean, if you run you can run 8 days on paper logs every month, and nobody checks, so you could really cheat like hell. But I'm just not. I probably won't get rid of that for a month, just till I get a little better feel about where the freight's at and everything. But the name of the game in hopper is to be loaded all. Well, that's kind of the name of the game and everything, but especially in hopper, it really makes a difference in terms of your revenue, because hopper freight pays a fair bit better than dry van, but not if you got to go empty halfway. If you're just doing, loops where you're empty and come back, empty and come back, empty and come back, then it's not as good as hopper, as dry van. But if you can stay loaded all the time, you can be $3 a mile all the time. Seems like close, depending on how many tons. Well, it's based on tons and things like that, but or bushel. But if I could run a little bit further, maybe, but have a few weeks of good revenue, because I need to do, before summer's done, I need to get new brakes on the truck. It's the kind of one to start just a little bit slow, crank a little slow. So I think I might need to get I'll definitely need new batteries before winter time, but because I'll have had this truck 2 years by then, or 2 years at Christmas. But I don't know how old those batteries were when I got it, so I'll put new batteries in it just so I don't have to worry. But like I said, it's starting, every once in a while it kind of goes, it starts slow. So I'm almost sure that's what it is. It's got a battery that's going bad or something. And but if I could run a couple good months here in the summertime, 3 months, maybe running a little bit longer. When I say a little bit longer, that means like into Ohio or into Iowa. And really that would be the furthest, because what happens if you get over, I can't remember the name of the town. It's just a little bit further than Joliet, about 40 minutes farther to the west than Joliet. Oakley has a big terminal, fertilizer terminal, off of the Illinois River. There's a couple of them in there actually, but then as we get closer to fall, that fertilizer will start moving. So you could be loaded hauling distiller grain over to Joliet, and then bounce over and pick up a load of fertilizer going back into Indiana or southern Michigan or western Ohio. Then that loop, then you're making $1,200 a day, $1,300 a day, instead of $600 or $700 a day. Running less miles, doing the letter, but you have to run more miles. But anyway, all right, we're already at 9:30, so God bless everybody, and I'll keep you posted. Hopefully they didn't cancel my load. I called and checked. They said they didn't, but you never can tell. So God bless. We'll talk soon.